they don't gain weight. No.
Not me.
Well, make better story.
No, I don't really have any excuses. I mean,
I feel like the life that I am living right now is a nightmare, and it's because of how bad my body has gotten.
My stomach, it's gotten freakishly bad now.
From screaming fits to full-blown breakdowns, these moments were pure chaos. Emotions ran wild, tempers exploded, and cameras caught it all, unfiltered. These weren't just reactions, they were reality TV gold that left jaws on the floor. Get ready for the craziest, most unhinged reactions ever captured on My 600-Pound Life. This is Patrick's journey. At 657 pounds, life is a daily struggle, but there's one light in his world. His wife, Amanda. She's more than a partner. She's his full-time caregiver and emotional anchor. Their relationship is strong, but it's also complicated because she's the one feeding his addiction to food. It's a painful contradiction. Can he escape the cycle in time to earn a shot at surgery? Well, Patrick's story kicks off in a way that demands attention.
Did you sleep good?
Didn't have enough sleep. Had a long day yesterday.
when I wake up and see daylight, I'm surprised to still be alive. Because my weight is killing me. When I first wake up, I pretty much dread it. Every day. I dread the first time I get up out of the bed, putting my weight on my legs.
Imagine needing someone just to help you bathe. That's Patrick's new normal. Just 5 or 6 years ago, he could handle everyday tasks independently. But since then, his weight has exploded, almost exponentially, leaving him trapped in a body that no longer functions the way he needs it to. That loss of control, that erosion of dignity, is something he faces every single day, and it's wearing down both his body and spirit faster than anyone imagined.
I still try and do the things that I can do by myself. Now I'm so big. My wife, Amanda, she has to help me do lots that she shouldn't have to help me do, and it shouldn't be that way. Hey, babe, can you come help me?
There's nothing more crushing than feeling powerless in your own skin. Patrick compares it to being a child again, reliant on others for everything. The emotional toll is brutal, but it's also a warning. When you live like a child, eating without thought, ignoring consequences, you risk regressing entirely. That's exactly what's happened here. Patrick didn't get this way overnight, but years of unchecked eating and excuses have left him dependent and emotionally shattered in ways words can hardly explain. A child, that's probably where you could end up.
So I try to help him get up in the morning and do whatever needs to be done really fast so he can get breakfast and hopefully feel better, because eating is a relief for him.
It's embarrassing that it's come to this point. It makes me feel bad for her, but I have no choice, because if I don't shower at least once a day, I get rashes between my creases and folds.
So, what does our man Patrick eat after showering? Let us see if that contributes at all to his present situation.
I don't like being away from my dad, so it always comes around a lot.
I have addiction to food because nothing makes me feel as good as I do when I have food in my mouth. In our family, obesity has really been an issue with all of us. I was the second youngest of 4 brothers and 2 sisters.
Wow, that is a lot of food. Patrick knows that he is addicted to food. He says that this is partly genetic because all his siblings are overweight. So in a way, maybe we cannot blame Patrick for being overweight. Anyway, Patrick is now on his way to see Dr. Now and see if he qualifies for weight loss surgery. Dr. Now has some pretty harsh questions for Patrick.
You eat too much in one setting, or you eat too much all day?
I probably snack all day, but it's usually one big meal a day and then just snacking throughout the day.
So what do you snack on?
Okay, that was funny. But it is also a bit sad because it shows quite clearly that Patrick's primary problems are his own doing. The baseball bat here is candy, and Patrick keeps smacking his head with it and still complains that it hurts. Well, it is going to hurt Patrick, but Dr. Now isn't done with his questions.
So the family enables you and gets you what you want. And you just sit around eating and you say you don't know what to do to get better and lose weight. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the expression, eat less and do more exercise?
To Dr. Now, the solution is fairly simple. To Patrick, it is the hardest thing in the world. Patrick says he needs help to stick with healthy eating, but how much help can Dr. Now realistically offer when it comes to that? Anyway, Dr. Now does his best and gives Patrick a lifeline.
There's not much we can do for you, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you some instruction, what to eat, what not to eat. They're going to give you some instruction about exercise.
Sure, Dr. Now makes it sound simple, just follow the plan. But for Patrick, who's lived in the grip of food addiction for years, it's the hardest thing in the world. If he could stick to a diet, he wouldn't be here at all, but there's hope. He manages to drop 40 pounds. Encouraged by this progress, Dr. Now pushes him harder, another 100 pounds in 2 months. The challenge is real, but so is the opportunity.
So I made a little bit of progress, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. At my last appointment, I was down to 616, and Dr. Now told me to lose another 100 pounds over the last 2 months.
Step up on the scale.
So he lost a bit of weight, but instead of continuing on his journey, he went back and gained even more. You can already guess how Dr. Now will respond to this behavior.
1 day or 2 days or what?
No, we just drive straight here.
Well, all that travel put a lot of strain on your body with your weight and your condition. So I don't think you should make that trip again because there is no.
That is just it. The half-baked, half-good, quarter-sensible, and utterly pathetic excuses do not work. The problem was that our man Patrick was not eating right, and his excuses are simply not going to cut it.
So what is your objective here? What do you expect that we can do for you?
There's nothing about my weight that you can do for me. I mean, I need to show that I can lose the weight, and I can lose the weight. I just have to get off my own butt and do it.
But Patrick is not going to take all of this lying down. In fact, he becomes defensive and tells Dr. Now not to worry about doing any regular checkups for him since there is nothing he can do about his weight.
Answer for what?
You said you have no answers for it.
Well,
Well, what?
we have answers for you, but you're not following those.
Well, if Patrick was that tired, he would have followed the diet plan and not turned up to the hospital with even more added pounds. But Dr. Now's words seem to have had an effect. It is a new day, and Patrick has decided to do something that shows his seriousness about losing his weight and getting healthier.
So that I can get a trainer and push myself even harder. It's a little scary and intimidating to go out and do something like this when you've been trapped at home on the couch for years.
The gym was a game changer for Patrick. His trainer couldn't stop praising his determination and the effort he poured into every session. For a full month, Patrick stuck closely to the diet and exercised with real dedication. He then visited a local clinic to check his progress. The anticipation was thick. This moment could define the next step of his journey. With everything on the line, all eyes were on the scale. What would the number reveal?
And Dr. Now told me that I need to lose at least 80 pounds over the last 2 months. So if I made it to that, I'll be at 562 today.
Although Patrick didn't quite hit the exact target, he still made serious strides, dropping 51 pounds and finally slipping under the 600-pound threshold. That was a major milestone and a sign that his hard work was paying off. It also meant that his chances of getting approved for surgery just skyrocketed. But there was still one more task. Dr. Now gave him a new goal: lose 30 more pounds in 1 month. Sadly, Patrick only managed to lose one.
I don't know.
So what is your objective moving in Houston?
Get weight loss surgery, lose weight. That's my objective, to lose weight.
We haven't lost anything in the past 2 months, so.
Patrick's progress had slowed, and Dr. Now didn't sugarcoat it. He told Patrick point blank, "It's time to treat this weight as a life or death issue. Those numbers must come down, but there's hope yet." Dr. Now sets a new deadline. Surgery is booked 1 month from now. If Patrick manages to drop the remaining 30 pounds by then, he'll go through with it. It's his last major test, a final push toward changing the rest of his life.
All right, close enough. All right, we're going ahead with your surgery, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's get you back in the room. I'm happy to see.
Against all odds, Patrick pulled through. He lost the weight, hit the target, and successfully underwent surgery. It was a huge victory, one that capped off nearly a year of pushing himself beyond his comfort zone. With over 100 pounds gone, the impossible started to feel possible again. Now, armed with his new body and healthier habits, Patrick can finally dream of something he never thought he'd have: a chance at living a full, normal life.
It took him a little longer, but he's down around 100 pounds. And he's heading in the right direction. So I'm confident we're gonna be able to get him.
This is Jacky's story, and it begins with pain, both physical and emotional. At just 27 years old, her stomach has grown so large that walking has become an agonizing task. She doesn't even know her current weight. Jacky describes her life as a living nightmare. The question now is, can she wake up from it and turn things around? Let's dive into her journey and find out if there's still hope on the horizon.
This sticks out so far. Like, sometimes I have to keep the doors open, so it's hard to move around in the shower, but I have to manage it on my own. Because my grandparents are in their house all the way down there, they can't hear me. So I just try to
It's no surprise Jacky doesn't enjoy life anymore. Her stomach is so enormous she can't even shower properly. She lives at her grandparents' tiny cabin, which barely fits 2 people, let alone someone with her condition. Her grandmother was thrilled when she moved in, until she saw the reality. Jacky's condition has worsened far more than anyone expected, and her loved ones are now beginning to realize just how serious things have become for her.
I would have to walk home from school because she would forget that I was there. I would come home from school and she would be passed out in that chair.
Then my father had a really big anger problem. He would get mad to the point where he was punching holes in the wall, and he was always yelling at my mom, and he was always upset that she was drinking.
At 8 years old, Jacky weighed 180 pounds, an unimaginable burden for a child. She towered over her teachers and was relentlessly bullied at school. Her home life was no better. Her mother struggled with alcoholism, while her father had a violent temper, punching holes in the walls during drunken fights. Jacky's childhood wasn't filled with joy or play. It was filled with fear, sadness, and a painful longing for a normal life she never had.
Eventually, I got hired on for doing customer service, basically where I had to sit all day. It was around that time when I got way up into the 600s. It was not long after that until my dad stopped taking care of himself. One day I came home, opened the door, and saw him on the ground dead.
Jacky's world fell apart. First, she lost her mother, who abandoned her medication and chose alcohol instead. Then, her dreams of attending college vanished as her weight made it impossible. And finally, just when things couldn't get worse, she came home one day and found her father dead on the floor. These losses piled on top of one another, leaving Jacky emotionally crushed. Anyone in her shoes would struggle to keep their sanity, and honestly, who could blame her?
She has been in the hospital at least twice, I believe, with cellulitis from the lymph leaking out of her legs and then setting up infections, and that's kind of scary. If she doesn't lose weight within the pretty near future, I think, she very likely is going to wind up bedbound.
Jacky's grandmother fears the worst, that Jacky may soon be completely bedbound. She's already battled cellulitis twice because of leaking lymphedema in her leg. It's a constant, painful reminder of her condition. Still, Jacky eats uncontrollably, using food as her only comfort. After everything she's endured, it's hard to blame her for seeking solace wherever she can. But every bite pulls her deeper into the hole, and now the consequences are catching up fast.
But I know that I have to change for the better.
Because I'm at a point now.
Every day, things are getting a little bit harder.
Thankfully, something in Jacky seems to have clicked. She's beginning to realize she needs to change. Her stomach continues to drop lower and lower, and though she tries to ignore it, reality is impossible to escape. Her body is breaking down. If she keeps eating the way she does, it's only a matter of time before it gives up on her completely. Jacky knows it now. Change isn't just important, it's a matter of survival.
It's going to be about a 5-hour drive, and that's the longest that I've been in the car since I've been this big. It's going to be really painful, I think.
Watching Jacky squeeze into the car was a tense moment. I honestly didn't think she'd fit, but she did, and now she's on her way to Houston with her grandfather behind the wheel. Her size won't allow her to drive anymore. She's nervous about what Dr. Now might say, and she's scared that her condition is beyond help. But the answers she's looking for, and maybe her only chance at recovery, lie just ahead, waiting at the clinic.
This is the next item. 3 factors that control your weight: your frequency, amount, and type of food. Okay. Next page, explain the food that you need to avoid.
Okay.
And there it is. Jacky and her grandfather finally arrive at the hospital. She steps on the scale, and the result is shocking: 709 pounds. For someone her age, that number is terrifying. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Jacky's in danger, and the time to act is now. He sets her first goal: lose 70 pounds in 2 months. This is her moment. Her entire future hangs in the balance. Let's see if she can make it count.
Doing the exercises, it's kind of hard to do with the stomach hanging down so low, but it's a work in progress. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit stronger each time and able to do it without stopping. My goal is to hit
Seems like we have the answer to that question. I am impressed at the rate at which Jacky is working on her body to lose weight. Even with the fact that she has a job, it does not stop her from following her diet the way the doc instructed and keeping up with her exercises too. Jacky might just have what it takes to lose weight and get approved for her weight loss surgery. This is amazing to see.
I'm back at Dr. Now's for my first follow-up to see if I lost the 70 pounds that I needed over the last 2 months to get to the weight loss goal that Dr. Now gave me.
How did that happen? That is a little disappointing. This is Kachi's second appointment with Dr. Now. She goes in to check her weight, and she sees that she has been able to lose only 20 pounds instead of the 70 pounds she was supposed to lose. She is so confused because she followed the diet instructions and did all the exercises she was supposed to do. What could she have messed up?
You eat 2,000 calories to maintain that. So it's a proportion to your body weight. So if you're heavier, you can lose weight much faster.
I guess this is her second chance to get things right. Jacky explained to Dr. Now that she had been doing everything he asked her to do, but she still does not know how she was able to lose just 20 pounds. The doc then gives her a new goal and tells her that she needs to lose at least 35 pounds before her next appointment. He feels like losing 70 points at a goal is a bit much for Jacky, so he wants her to take it a step at a time.
I really want to lose more this time before I go back to Dr. Now in a month because I want to get healthy.
I think they're done enough. This looks a lot healthier than what you were eating.
Once again, Jacky is back to making sure that she follows all the instructions for her to lose some weight and meet her goal. She even stopped eating breakfast and cut down the amount of food she gets to consume in a day. She does not want to let anyone down, especially her grandparents. She hates that she has to rely on them for basic things, and she is ready to put an end to that. Well, let's see what the scale is going to read and what her next appointment is going to look like. Who knows? Maybe she might get surgery.
So I'll give you 2 more months to accomplish the same goal. I want you to lose at least 70 pounds. If you don't do that this time...
Looks like our hopes were a bit high. Once again, Jacky has failed to meet her target, and it seems like the doc is starting to run out of options with Jacky. She was supposed to lose 35 pounds, and just like her last appointment, she lost only 20 pounds. Now the doc has told her that she needs to lose 70 pounds within the next 2 months before he knows that she is ready to take the whole thing seriously. She is really running out of options.
Okay, bend down slightly, and you're gonna go up and down. Right. So you're gonna pretend like you're throwing them, slashing them to the ground.
Well, this won't be the first time we see Jacky put in so much effort into trying to lose weight only to fail to meet her weight loss goal. She seems to be really devoted this time, and she is making sure that she gives it everything she has got to meet the goal. She wants to prove to Dr. Now that she can actually do this and get his approval for weight loss surgery. Well, let's see if she gets to meet her goal at her next appointment.
You think you can do that?
With the support that I have, I know I can do it.
Okay, how's this mass doing in your abdomen?
It's a lot looser now. It's swaying back and forth whenever I walk, but I'm able to walk faster.
This is Shakya's story. At some point, she completely lost control of her weight, and now she fears it may cost her life. She doesn't even know how much she weighs, but it's obvious she's far too big for her age. What makes it worse? She keeps eating like survival depends on it. Could this be the end of the road for her? Let's find out how Shakya's heartbreaking journey really begins.
7 pounds. It makes my breathing 10 times harder for me to try to catch my breath. When I take a shower, I sit on the side of the shower because I can't really stand.
Living like this is heartbreaking. For Shakya, the hardest part of her day is taking a shower. Her massive lymphedema prevents her from scrubbing her body or even moving properly. To make matters worse, she has asthma, which makes breathing difficult. Just walking causes her heart to pound like a drum. Her body is crying out for help, and every step, every breath feels like a battle she's barely managing to survive anymore.
It's a top priority. I've been like that ever since growing up. My mom was a single mom, and providing for us was a struggle.
Shakya's childhood was filled with struggle. Her mother worked 3 jobs just to feed the family, but that meant she was hardly home. Things got so bad that a neighbor eventually called Child Protective Services. Her mom couldn't keep up, and in the end, Shakya's dad stepped in and took full custody of the kids. The emotional toll of being passed around and neglected at such a young age left scars that never fully healed.
And those potatoes.
And those potatoes so you can whip it on up. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
For the first time in my life, I was freely able to go and grab whatever I wanted.
When Shakya turned 13, everything changed again. She moved back in with her mother, and this time there was food everywhere. Finally, she could eat whatever she wanted, but there was a catch. Her mom still wasn't around, so Shakya filled the emptiness with food. Every time she missed her mom, she ate. It wasn't hunger, it was comfort. That's when the spiral truly began. Her emotional appetite grew larger than any physical hunger could ever explain.
The guy I had sex with pretended he didn't know me the next time I saw him. I felt let down and rejected. Eating the food filled the void. It's basically the only thing that I could really...
It's like trauma had Shakya on speed dial. In high school, she was constantly bullied. Everyone had a cruel nickname for her. Then came heartbreak. She slept with a guy she liked, only for him to ignore her the next day like she didn't exist. That betrayal hit hard. To cope, she ate. Food was her shield. By the time she stepped into college, the damage was done. She weighed over 400 pounds and carried invisible pain too.
If she doesn't lose the weight, my grandmother, our brother, just the family, we need her here. And I know she's tired of being in that.
There's still a spark of hope. Despite her love for food and how it's slowly destroying her, Shakya is surrounded by people who care deeply for her. They've seen her struggle and never judged her for it. They understand what she's been through. But love alone won't save her. The reality is harsh. If she doesn't make changes now, there may be no second chance. She's finally realizing it's time to fight for her life.
But now we get along great. I feel like I'm a really big help. I'm excited for her. But we get along really good now, so I like that. Get her weight and
this is why Shakya is lucky. She has a support system many could only dream of. She's made the decision to head to Houston to see Dr. Now and finally confront her weight. In the car with her are her sister and close friend, both rooting for her like champions. They believe in her, and now, for the first time in a long time, Shakya believes she can do this too. She's ready.
Slow down, you ain't gotta move so fast, slow down. You said, huh? That was a wake-up call. Okay. And if I make it, I just hope Dr. Now can help me.
You can see it in her eyes. Shakya is beyond exhausted. She has been on the road for a lot of hours, and her body is starting to give up on her. Shakya's friend and sister had to break the journey and book a hotel so Shakya would be able to rest her body properly. Now, she's starting to think if going down to Houston is a good idea. Could this be where she gives up her journey for weight loss surgery?
I'm at Dr. Now's for my first appointment, and I'm about to find out what I weigh. Close your eyes. It's closed. No, it's not closing, for real.
Man, nobody drive all the way down.
I think I gotta be down in my lower 500s.
Phew, their faces clearly said it all. Shakya's weight is through the roof. They can't believe that she weighs that much. That explains why Shakya wanted them to close their eyes and not look at the scale. Shakya is at the hospital with her friends to see Dr. Now. She jumped on the scale to check her weight, and it read that she weighed 655 pounds. Now she feels like the doc won't be able to help her with her weight problem.
So we'll go over all this. The front page has information about obesity, and then here's a 3-factor to control your weight. We will set up therapy for her to help her to learn to cope with the trauma in a healthier way.
Well, I guess Shakya has her work cut out for her. She finally got to speak with Dr. Now, and she explained to him that she is an emotional eater, and it started due to the fact that she has been through quite a number of traumatic experiences. The doc then tells her that he is going to set her up with a therapist and also wants her to lose 50 pounds before she comes in for her next appointment at the hospital.
But now I'm doing better with that. I gotta follow up about the therapy because I know that will be good for me. And I think it will help because I know I have to do better about my emotions.
Losing weight sounds simple, but for Shakya, it's anything but. A few weeks have passed since her appointment with Dr. Now, and while she's been trying her best, the progress has been slow. Walking remains a painful challenge. On top of that, she hasn't managed to meet with a therapist yet. Everything feels like it's working against her, and she's starting to realize just how difficult this journey really is.
All right, well, I'm glad you're doing better and you're out of the hospital. And at this time, you need to stick with your healthy eating habit.
Thank goodness she's still with us. Dr. Now hadn't heard from Shakya in weeks, and his concern was justified. When he called, the truth was terrifying. She'd gone to bed one night and didn't wake up. She only regained consciousness through a ventilator after suffering respiratory failure. Though she's doing better now, Dr. Now warns her, if she doesn't lose weight, next time might be fatal. The big question remains, can she make it to surgery?
Okay, I'll do the therapy, but I can do it in person because I'm gonna move to Houston.
You can do however you want, but don't move here thinking that's going to matter for the program, okay?